Miller suing the company Friday the 13th, the guys behind Friday the 13th, due to the script. Therefore, that has put everything on hold for Friday the 13th the game. As of right now, guys, Uber Jason is at right now for Gun Media. They are going to continue to work on those dedicated servers to bring into the game, so we will have dedicated servers and bug fixes, but nothing new regarding the game right now. But for everybody who thinks that Victor Miller does not have a point here, I'm going to show this to you guys. This is Friday the 13th Part 1 on DVD. I guess you can't really see it from there, but written by Victor Miller. So Victor Miller did write Friday the 13th. So, based on that, it looks like Victor Miller kind of has a case here, guys, regarding F-13. And he could possibly win and get the rights back to F-13, the game. Well, not really the game that was Gun Media's doing, but with everything else regarding Friday. So a new movie and everything else is right now up in the air. But I just wanted to show you guys that his name is actually on the Friday the 13th Part 1 film. Check it out, guys. It's there. He does have a case. On the second thing, guys, let's break down some E3 things. Get away from the darkness that was Friday the 13th, what happened with the game. The new bugs that are in there now are really, really bad. There's the matches ending early for everybody. I've had that one happen a few times. There's you throw your throwing knife as Jason, and there's extra noises in the background. That needs to be fixed. Things are still floating in the air in private matches and public matches. All kinds of bugs and issues that should have been worked out from the start of this game. They should not have had these issues and problems the second time around when they installed the new engine and when they installed the new all the new fixes. So that should not have happened the second time. Servers come into this game, but it has not been pretty for them with doing repairs and updates. All these updates have seemed to done is make the game worse than what it originally was, which is really, really unfortunate for that particular game. But I want to talk about Last of Us 2. I don't know if you guys have watched Sony's E3 press conference last night. I checked it out. It was really, really good. I was really impressed with what Sony was showing last night. Last of Us 2 has me really hooked. I know a lot of people are upset about the lesbian scene with the kissing with Elle and the other girl in the film, but I don't really see a problem with it, guys, for that one. I mean, it's 2018. I don't really see anything wrong with it. I like what Sony showed for Last of Us 2. It looked really, really good. I can't wait to get my hands and play on this game, Last of Us 2. The first game was really, really good. I really enjoyed the story of the first game. And by the look of the second game, it looks like they're going to continue much of the same story. I'm hoping maybe we figure out what happened to Joel later on, if he's still alive, where he is, things like that. It's going to be interesting to find out what happened there. But again, Naughty Dog did not disappoint. I mean, Naughty Dog did a really good job. I've played a lot of their games. Uncharted was amazing. Uncharted 4 was really good last year, and Last of Us 2 looks like it's going to continue that trend. Last of Us 2 looks like a really, really, really good game from what we've seen last night based on the trailer. We had a little bit of gameplay. It still pretty much looks like it plays about the same as the last game, so I'm interested to see what else they do with Last of Us Part 2. When we get a release date, when we get some more trailer footage for it. But there were some other good games that Sony also showed off last night. Spider-Man. I don't know if you guys are big Spider-Man fans, but the Spider-Man game looks absolutely amazing. The fighting style looks really cool. It looks like they borrowed it from the Batman Arkham series. So that was very, very well done. I really enjoyed checking out the Spider-Man trailer, and we got lots of villains in that one. I mean, we got Electro, we got the Vulture was back in there, we got Rhino, we got Scorpion, way more villains than I thought that we were going to see in that trailer, so I'm definitely intrigued for Spider-Man for PlayStation 4. It's an exclusive. It comes out in September, guys, so if you haven't pre-ordered Spider-Man and you're big Marvel fans, definitely check out the new Spider-Man game. It looks absolutely insane. I can't wait to get my hands on it and play it. Really impressed with Sony this year with what they showed so far at E3. We were breaking down Last of Us 2. Really amazing trailer. The gameplay looked very good. Spider-Man looks really good. Resident Evil 2, that one kind of surprised me. That was a little bit of a shock, but it's kind of cool that we get to relive Resident Evil 2. I don't know if you guys have played the Resident Evil 2 before. It was originally on the PlayStation 2. I had it myself. It was a really cool game. It was really good. I'm excited to see what they've done with it, with what changes they made to the gameplay. The graphics are definitely going to be upgraded now that we have the PlayStation Pro and the PlayStation Slim, the 1TB. Definitely intrigued to play Resident Evil. That's another highlight for me. Days Gone looks incredible. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailers for Days Gone, but it looks like it looks amazing. I mean, they did a really good job on that one as well. These are just the highlights for me, guys, for E3. I'd love to hear what your highlights are. I mean, Wolfenstein Youngblood, I seen the trailer for that one. Bethesda showed that one off. That one looked really good. It's kind of cool how you play as Blasco's daughters, and it's in a co-op kind of sense, which is pretty neat. That's what a lot of these games have seemed to be going to these days, is based on a co-op. So that actually looks pretty cool. They also mentioned that they're going to be doing a Wolfenstein VR game, which is coming out this year, so definitely excited for that, to play Wolfenstein VR. Wolfenstein's probably one of my favorite first-person shooter franchises. We also got a quick teaser of a new Doom game that's possibly coming maybe next year, maybe the year after, we don't know. We just got a little tiny bit of a teaser for it, but that looks pretty good. Fallout 76 is coming out this year, guys, I believe in November. So Bethesda really outdid themselves this year. They had a lot of really big-name games that they announced for E3. Sony had a lot of big games too. We've seen another trailer for Death Stranding last night, the new Kojima game. From what I've seen, it looks good. I still don't know the premise of this game based on the trailer I've watched. Hey, Scott, how's it going, buddy? I still don't know based on the trailer there, what I've seen for Death Stranding. It looks really good, but I'm like super confused about what it's about. But I like Norman. The cast is really good. Norman Reedus, Del Toro's in it. It was another solid trailer, another creepy trailer from Kojima. It looks like it's going to be a good game. Definitely excited to play that one. If you guys are big fans of Overkill, Overkill The Walking Dead looks absolutely amazing. That looks like the most real-to-life Walking Dead game I've ever seen. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. It looks sort of like a co-op game. I know there's like 4 different characters that you can play as. And we don't have really, well, we got a little bit long to wait, but not super long to wait for it, because that one comes out in, I believe it's November it comes out. I think that one comes out in November, the Walking Dead. Been playing F13 with Rob, but the game is dying. Yeah, it seems to be dying for sure, Scott. I definitely agree on that one. Gunmedia really dropped the ball with the latest news and statement regarding the stuff that they were saying with DLC being pushed back permanently. It's cancelled. As of Friday, I heard, through their Twitter account, as of Friday, dedicated servers is the only thing coming into the game. Dedicated servers and bug fixes. That'll be the last content that we get for F13 the game. And that'll probably be sometime this week or next week. But yeah, that's what they mentioned, that the dedicated servers is the last thing we're getting. So the Uber Jason that we were promised, not much fun as it was. I agree, man. It's not. I mean, they'd really need these new maps and new content, but there's not really that much that they can do, sadly. And yeah, I mean, it sucks because we were promised Uber Jason through the virtual cabin. We were promised Uber Jason. We were promised the Grendel map. And all these things are on hold right now until after the lawsuit. I just noticed something too. I was showing the people earlier. That if you look inside the cover for Friday the 13th, the movie, the first one, Victor Miller is credited on here with writing Friday the 13th. Produced and directed by Sean Cunningham, so that in itself is bad news for Friday the 13th, especially because of that news, because Victor Miller, his name is on there, it was written by him. If he wins this, everything's basically up in the air until after it's over. No new movies, no new content, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen with F-13 the game, but he does have a leg to stand on because his name is on the movie. He's credited with writing the film, so can't believe they didn't think this through. I agree, Scott. I definitely agree, man. I can't believe they didn't think this through either. This has been going on since like October. If this was that big of a deal for Gun Media that they had this lawsuit was pending and they knew about it, why didn't they tell the gamers or the backers? Why didn't they stop production of this game? Nothing against Friday the 13th. I think it's a fantastic film franchise. But with this pending against them and they knew about it in October, I'm not really sure why they continued to push forward with the game itself. It just is really, really odd that they would do that, and this is apparently the outcome of it. We have lost all upcoming DLC, upcoming clothing packs that are cancelled now. We lost Uber Jason Grendel map, no more kill packs, no more nothing. I'm really, truly disappointed in Gun Media and IllFonic for not coming forward sooner with this information, letting us gamers know about it. I mean, it certainly was a fun ride while it lasted, for sure. I was definitely intrigued on it, but I can honestly say I'm a little bit disappointed on what happened with the news regarding Friday. That's no more. That this Friday is it, basically. I mean, I've defended them. I've given them credit. Have a good one, buddy. I've given them credit for a lot of things. Defended them on a lot of things, but that's pretty bad for sure. Well, yeah, guys, back to E3. If you watched the Sony conference, you've seen a lot of good games. You've seen Last of Us 2. We got our first look at what the gameplay is going to be like. We saw a trailer for Spider-Man, as I was mentioning. They were running off some villains. Rhino was in it. Scorpion. Electro was in it. The Vulture was in it. So a lot of villains in this. In this Spider-Man game that looked really cool. Also, I'm really excited for the gameplay for Spider-Man. It looked really amazing last night when I watching the trailer. I like how it's Arkham style for the fighting. I think that's going to be really fun to play through that as well. Spider-Man looked really good, so there was a lot of good games, a lot of highlights for me from E3. Overkill's The Walking Dead is definitely one of them. I can't think of a game that I'm more excited to play and to pre-order than Overkill's The Walking Dead. I know I pre-ordered Death Stranding, being a huge Norman Reedus fan, as you can see, Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. Definitely excited to play that. I still don't understand the premise of Death Stranding. Not a lot was really explained. We got another weird, kind of cryptic trailer for it, but other than that, it looks really cool. But I want to know more about it. I want to know the storyline for it. I want to know see a little bit more gameplay, kind of see how it plays out. But it's got me intrigued for sure. There was a few games that definitely had me intrigued. That was one of them. There was a Wolves one, I think it was, Hunt the Wolves or Fear the Wolves. It was a PC game. It looks really sweet. I'm definitely excited for that one as well. It's going to start on PC, then it's going to come to consoles probably at a later date. It looked really cool. We've seen trailers for Metro Exodus. I don't know if you guys have played the other Metro games, but this one looks really cool as well. What else do we get trailers for that I've seen? We got Manhunter is a new one for PC, but it's also coming to consoles probably at a later date. It plays a lot like, I don't know if you guys have played the Jaws games back in the day. They used to have like the Jaws games for Nintendo, well, not really Nintendo, but PlayStation 2, I think, and PlayStation 3. This kind of looks like it plays kind of similar to Jaws, but I was really impressed with the gameplay footage of it. It looked really good. Blood and Bone looked really good. It was a pirate game that I believe the people at Ubisoft are making. I think it's a co-op kind of experience or an online game. I'm not too sure about that, but you got to compete against other people to try to become the best pirate that you can be. Looks really cool. I'll give Ubisoft a lot of credit on that one. Just Cause 4 looks really good. I've seen a trailer on that one. That one, really good gameplay. It looks really impressive. I'm excited for that one. We briefly talked about Last of Us on this channel earlier, so if you guys want to watch it back on my YouTube channel, definitely check out my YouTube channel, guys. There we got all kinds of gameplay. I'd love to hear feedback from what you guys' favorite E3 game is so far. I know Sony, I think, is doing another thing on Wednesday, so I'm definitely going to check that out on Wednesday and see what else Sony has to offer for us regarding E3. I know last night they made a special announcement that at E3 we got a new PlayStation Plus game for this month, which for those of you who didn't watch their thing yesterday, Black Ops 3 is a free game for us guys, for PlayStation Plus members. It was just announced last night at E3, so not only do we get XCOM 2 Trials Fusion, we also get Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for free through PlayStation on the PlayStation Store. What's going on, guys? We're breaking down Sony's E3 press conference last night. I'd love to hear you guys' highlights from it, what you guys thought was good, what you think Sony should work on for the next time. I liked what they showed. I liked Death Stranding. Last of Us 2 was a really, really good trailer. Excited to see more about Last of Us 2, like a release date, as well as to see what happened with Joel, to see where he kind of disappeared and where he went to from the first one. So I'm definitely intrigued to see where they go with it from there, but it was cool. We've seen a little bit of action from Elle. We've seen how the story's kind of unfolding. It looks really good. Naughty Dog definitely impressed me with what they showed. I'm definitely intrigued to see more from Naughty Dog regarding Last of Us 2. Hey buddy, how's it going, man? Long time. Just breaking down Sony's E3 press conference, talking about Last of Us 2. We're breaking down Spider-Man, we were talking about earlier too. We got a lot in that Spider-Man trailer that they showed last night. It didn't really feel like a whole bunch, but in the end, we got quite a bit. We got a little bit of gameplay so that we've seen how the style kind of plays out. It looks like the fighting style is from the Batman Arkham series, which has got me intrigued. The gameplay looks smooth, the graphics amazing. And we got a first look at a few villains. We got Rhino, Electro, Vulture, Scorpion. So that was quite a few villains to show in one trailer for Sony for Spider-Man. I'm definitely excited to see more from it. I have it pre-ordered. I'm excited to play it. The game I'm probably most excited about is probably Overkill's The Walking Dead. I watched quite a few trailers on it, and we don't have to wait too long to play this one. I believe it's coming out in either October or November, I think, somewhere around that time, so I'm definitely excited to play it. I really like what I've seen so far from it. for sure. Yeah, it's going good, man. I'm just talking about E3, so. Love to hear what games you thought were good there, Jones. Last of Us 2. Yeah, I was impressed with that. From what they showed, I was really excited based on the gameplay that we got to see in the trailer. I really liked what Sony showed there. Death Stranding looked really good with Norman Reedus. I'm still confused as hell with this game, what they're doing with it, what the story is, what the premise of it is, but it looks good. But Kojima and them need to come out and say what kind of game it is. It looks like a horror game, but I'm not 100% sure on it. But it looks really good from what they showed with the trailer. I was impressed with it. But I'd like to know more about it, like the premise, and actually see gameplay, actual gameplay footage, not just like the camera footage that they were showing of Death Stranding. I'd like to see actual gameplay footage itself to see how it plays out, because I don't think it'll be as crisp as that, but it did look really good. It had me intrigued. Resident Evil 2 looked really good. I was impressed with that. That was kind of a cool little surprise that Sony threw in there. It was nice that they gave us Call of Duty Black Ops 3 as an added bonus for our PlayStation Plus subscription. So there was a lot of good games coming out of E3. Bethesda had a really cool couple really good announcements. Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is a co-op game, which I believe is coming out in 2019. You play as Blazkowicz's daughters, which is kind of interesting. Looked like it had a really cool story. They also announced that there's going to be a Wolfenstein VR game, which has got me intrigued. We didn't get to see a trailer for the VR Wolfenstein. We got one for Youngbloods, but nothing for the VR. But I think with Bethesda, they're going to be really good with what they're doing with the Wolfenstein VR. I agree, Rob. I agree, man. Definitely Bethesda's done really well. We've seen trailers for Fallout 76, which looks great. Wolfenstein Youngblood. They have Doom VR. Or not Doom, Wolfenstein VR, sorry. And we also got a look at a new Doom game, possibly. They showed a little bit of a teaser trailer for that, so that had me excited. No idea when it's coming out. Could be 2019, 2020, but yeah, definitely excited for that new Doom game. The last one was really cool. I really enjoyed the last one. I mean, I have the VR one as well, so definitely excited to play a new Doom game. Bethesda did really well. Red Dead 2 will be the game of the year this year. I think so, Rob. I think Red Dead 2 will definitely be game of the year for sure. There's a lot of good ones coming out. I mean, Overkill's Walking Dead looked incredible. Death Stranding looked really good last night based on the trailers. Last of Us 2. Spider-Man looked pretty good based on what they were showing. Fear the Wolves is another one that looked really good. It's a PC game. But I believe it's coming to consoles. That one looked really cool. Metro Exodus looked good. Just Cause 4. Division 2 looked pretty good. A lot better than what Division 1. A lot better than what Division 1 looked like, for sure. Yeah, that looked good too. I was watching that last night when Sony was doing their conference. That one looked pretty good. Resident Evil 2, another remake. Not really with the capability that the PlayStation 4 Pro has, and with the HDR, with the 4K TVs and stuff like that. I think Resident Evil 2 will probably be really, really nice looking on the PlayStation 4. Sony's coming. Yeah, they didn't have much, Rob, but they had some cool games, but Yeah, they didn't really have much. They only really showed off 4. Plus, I don't know if you heard, Rob, but there's a new PlayStation Plus game this month that Sony announced last night during E3 is Call of Duty Black Ops 3 will be free for everybody who has PlayStation Plus subscription. You can play Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Yeah, their opening was horrible. Yeah, their opening was really bad, that's for sure. We did get some news out of EA that on June 20th, guys, during the NHL Awards, will be the first trailer for NHL 19. So definitely check that out, guys. If you guys are big hockey fans, NHL 19 trailer will be at the NHL Awards on June 20th. EA also showed us Battlefield 5, sorry, which looked pretty good. Read a lot of good things about Battlefield 5 based on gameplay stuff. It's going to have single player. You're not going to be tied down to a season pass. There's no season pass for Battlefield 5. I believe it's called Tides of War, and you'll be playing different episodes every single month for free. That'll get you new equipment, new characters, new outfits, things like that. So definitely check that out, guys. Battlefield 5 looked really cool. Based on that, but if you guys like what Battlefield brought, I mean, definitely let me know. I mean, I think it's pretty good that you're not tied down to a season pass. That's one thing I talk a lot about with my friends there, is that the games need to do away with these season passes. You're paying so much as it is for the product itself, be it $60, $80, almost $100 down here in Canada for a video game, and to slap on an extra $50 for a season pass is kind of nuts, based on game companies. Some of them still do the season pass. I know if those of you guys who are getting Black Ops 4, it's going to be the same as last year. It looks like Fortnite basically now, because there's mostly Battle Royale mode. There's no single player campaign. And you're tied down to a season pass. If you don't buy the season pass, or your buddy doesn't buy the season pass, then you can't play the same maps together. Exact same stuff that they did with Call of Duty World War II, which I didn't like. I got the game, my friend got the game. I had the special version, I had season pass. He did not. I was unable to play and join any game sessions due to the fact that he didn't have the extra levels that I had with season pass. It's really unfortunate, but there is another option this year, guys, for shooters, if you guys are into that. Battlefield 5 is your best option there. Unless you guys are hardcore Call of Duty fans and you go and get Call of Duty, but there's another option this year with Battlefield 5 for sure, especially with having no season pass. Everything's free. It's got single player. Graphics look amazing. So definitely check that one out. There's another game called Manhunter that they announced for PC. It looked cool. If you guys have played the old Jaws games that were back on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3, I believe it was. This one is kind of similar to that. Eventually it's going to come to consoles, they're saying, but first off it's just going to be on the PC. It's called Manhunter, so you guys can pre-order that on Steam. If you guys are big fans of games like Jaws, things like that, definitely check that one out. That looked really cool. Known for weird commercials. Yeah, their E3 was really weird. I definitely agree with you on that one. It was very odd, for sure, watching that. I had to watch it on YouTube for the most part, because when I was watching it on the PlayStation thing, it wasn't working 100% when I was watching it. I only got to see a few of the trailers, and it cut off. There was a black screen, and I couldn't watch it anymore, so I just watched it on YouTube. I joined in late. I was able to see most of what they were showing. had me intrigued. A few good games. Last of Us 2 looked great. Death Stranding looked good. Spider-Man looked good. Ghost of Tsushima looked okay. I seen that one. That one didn't look too bad. But, yeah, not a bad showing from them at E3. Not great. I mean, there's not a lot of there's a few huge things. I know Fallout 76 is huge. Wolfenstein Youngblood, Wolfenstein VR, Doom VR. Bethesda really nailed it with what they were bringing. EA announced a few things, but they're saving hockey. Hockey is going to be on June 20th. You're going to see the first trailer for NHL 19 at the NHL Awards. They did show off a little bit of gameplay for Madden. It looked really cool with what they're doing for Madden 19. For those of you guys who like the story mode that was in last year's Madden game called Longshot. Longshot is back this year in Madden 19. It's going to continue the journey of Colt and Delvin, I believe is the guy's name, or Devin, something like that. It's going to continue their story in Longshot 2 in Madden 19, which is out August 7th, I believe, or August 4th if you get the Hall of Fame edition. So definitely check out those ones. We also got a trailer for NBA Live 19, which is coming out later on this year. I didn't mind what they showed. It didn't look too bad. I'm going to wait and see what they bring for the 2K series when we finally see a gameplay trailer for NBA 2K19 to see how that looks compared to the EA version, which is NBA Live. If NBA Live is better looking, I might get NBA Live. Still kind of on the fence. But if I do decide to get the if I do decide to get the 2K version, I'm just going to get the regular 2K version, just based on I'm not a huge LeBron James fan, and I find what you get is not really that great. Most of it's all in-game stuff. You do get LeBron James if you play My Player, if you order the Anniversary Edition, which I believe in Canada it's $130. I'm not sure how much it's going to be in the States for the Anniversary Edition, but that's pretty much all. You get LeBron James, you get all his clothing packs, a few different things like that. It comes with stickers, a poster, and a wristband with LeBron James saying on it for NBA 2K19. So if you guys are big basketball fans, there's some good options there as well for basketball. Alright. I'll let you guys fire off a few more comments and I'll wrap this thing up pretty soon, but thanks to everybody who joined today. If you want to watch it again, definitely check out my YouTube channel, guys. You can watch it on there. The full trailer, I was talking about different things from Friday the 13th with what's happening with that game. E3, breaking down what Sony showed, what other games we were talking about, all kinds of stuff. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm gonna wrap this thing up shortly, but if you want to pour in or comment on your favorite E3 highlights this year, let me know. I know Sony's got one more thing coming on Wednesday, so stay tuned and check that out and see what they're bringing. Briefly discussed stuff going on regarding Friday the 13th, that based on this lawsuit that's come up for Friday the 13th, the film franchise, all future content is cancelled indefinitely. That means Uber Jason is no more. He's not coming anymore for anything. Grendel Map is gone. Future Kill Packs is gone. Future Counselors, Clothing Packs, all that stuff is pretty much out the window right now. Nothing new is coming, and as of Friday, the last thing that you guys are going to get for F13 the game is the dedicated servers. And after dedicated servers and a few bug fixes and other things come into the game, then that's it. They're officially done. That's the last little bit of update that we got regarding F13 the game. That as of this Friday, all future content is stopped. Nothing else is happening regarding F13 the game anymore, which is incredibly unfortunate for a lot of people who enjoy that game and play that game, and who paid money for that game. I know I did. I'm regretting it. No, I can't get a refund based on Friday the 13th the game. I certainly wish that I could. I bet a lot of backers are certainly wishing that they can get their money back, or that they can get some compensation from Ilphonic and Gun Media, but that does not seem to be the case right now. So, as of now, I mean, I'm probably going to delete Friday the 13th off my system. I'll be no longer streaming F13 the game. It's unfortunate. I enjoyed it up until this point, but I think it's time that that I move on. And there's tons of other games out there that are coming out. I got NHL 18 that I currently play, UFC, Battlefield 1. I'm gonna have Madden 19 when that comes out, so definitely gonna be playing those. But yeah, that'll be my last little statement. Will be that it's been a fun ride with Friday the 13th, the game. There were some bumps along the way regarding content, gameplay, different things like that. It's still kind of broken regarding the gameplay, is the fact that when you play as Jason, you got a 20-minute limit, but the time limit runs out early and you don't get all the kills that you're supposed to get because the time is up. Or when you escape and it says that you died when you really didn't. There's all kinds of more glitches and bugs that are into this game now that weren't there before based on the latest updates. So in a way it's a good thing, I guess, to be done with F13 the game. But in another way it's kind of sad, because I really enjoyed that game. I'm a big fan of the franchise. I was a believer in the game. I defended Gun Media and Ilphonic quite a few times on Friday the 13th game. I know with my buddy too, I defended them a few times for other things based on the game, so we'll see. I mean, it's been sad, but there's a few other games I want to try. I know Vampire looks really good. I haven't played Vampire yet. If anybody has played Vampire, let me know what you think of it, because that's an option for me for a game that I'm thinking of getting, is Vampire. Agony looked really cool. I'm definitely excited to play Agony because I'm a huge horror fan. I love my horror movies. Love my horror games too, so Agony and Vampire look like really, really solid games that I would love to try. I don't know if any of you guys have played it. They would probably be a pretty solid backup for me, with F13 no longer being a viable option for me to play on the PlayStation. Now, if you guys are fans of horror movies, I'll show you some cool stuff that I got. Some cool autographs that I got at Ottawa Comic Con when I went. Let me show you guys. You can kind of see it. That's from Cooper Andrews, the guy who plays Jerry on Walking Dead. I met him at Ottawa Comic Con. Got him to sign the movie for me. Really, really cool guy. Also, show you guys this. Laurie Holden, who plays Andrea from Walking Dead. I met her. Got her to sign my my Walking Dead film for comic book people. I met Nick Bradshaw at Ottawa Comic Con. So, figured I'd show off some of that stuff for you guys. I know you guys are big fans of a lot of that stuff. I even got a new... Jesus Christ. Killed here. Even got a new pop that just came out the day of Ottawa Comic Con. So... yeah, guys, if you want to comment on E3, anything, I'm going to wrap this up shortly. There you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversations regarding E3. The stuff I said regarding Friday the 13th, the game. If you want to watch the stream back, definitely check it out on my YouTube page. But until then, guys, until I got another bunch of information to go over, I will see you guys all next time. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a good day.